Wisconsin. My name is Corey Anderson. My dad's Kevin Anderson up there on the engine, Jeff Detweiler firing, and we brought the 150 Case Road Locomotive all the way from Andover, South Dakota for this show here in Burnett. We're really honored and excited to be here. We're really excited to meet everybody here. It's been just an awesome show so far. So many nice, wonderful people and hospitality, and really a pleasure to be here. I'll just do a little explanation about this tractor. It's unique and also really has a special place in the heart of Wisconsin, folks, because this tractor was built right here in Racine, Wisconsin in 1904. And the J.I. Case Company in Racine, Wisconsin originally built 9 of these. They called them the Road Locomotive, 150 horsepower Case steam traction engine. Case Company built 9 of these from 1904 to 1907, and none of them survived the test of time. It's kind of the Titanic of the steam traction world. It's the largest tractor ever built, and none of them survived. And I grew up in the steam engine hobby. My parents took me to a steam show when I was 5 days old, and been playing with steam engines for almost 40 years now. And it became a dream of mine to be able to see this engine come back to life one day. And when I was 9 years old, I saw the only remaining piece of one of these tractors at a steam show in Rollog, Minnesota, where they had the Case Expo. A fellow by the name of George Luedtke had the only remaining boiler of any of these that survived. The very first one that was produced by the Case Company, they sent to a copper mine in Folsom, New Mexico. And the copper mine eventually went broke. The engine was doing heavy freighting of copper out of the mine and then hauling it to a rail spur. And the mine went broke, they scrapped the engine, and the only reason anything survived was a local cattle rancher had bought the boiler, and he used that as a water tank to feed his cattle. And so the only thing that remained of 150 Case Road Locomotive was that boiler in New Mexico, and we were able to pick that boiler up and use that as the pattern to build a new boiler. And then in about 15 years ago, I went to the J.I. Case Company, which is now Case New Holland, CNH. Went there to Racine, Wisconsin, and talked to some gentlemen that were in charge of their documentation and archives of blueprints and drawings. And they let me in to see if we could find anything that remained of this tractor that they built over 100 years ago. And I found most of the blueprints for this tractor that was designed by the Case Company, and they made copies of the blueprints for me. And we started building this engine in 2016. So I did a lot of engineering, reverse engineering, for a few years. And then in 2016, we started building this tractor. And everything you see of that tractor, we had to make from scratch. So I had to buy a foundry in South Dakota so we could make the casting. We cast all the parts, we made all the steel, we riveted the wheels together, we fabricated everything. Jonas Stutzman in Middlefield, Ohio built a brand new boiler for us. So that boiler is good for 200 pounds per square inch of steam pressure. And this engine is altogether, when it's loaded with coal and water, weighs 75,000 pounds. So there's a lot of iron and steel. And this engine runs 200 RPM. It's 150, rated 150 horsepower, because horsepower is the calculation of the speed of doing work. And these steam engines only ran low RPM, so they didn't have high horsepower, but they have a tremendous amount of torque. So this tractor will develop close to 8,000 foot-pounds of torque, which, if you compare it to a 600 horse quad track or a big tractor today, they do about 32 to 3,500. So it's equivalent to about twice the torque of a modern high horsepower tractor today. So we're going to hook on the sled back there and put a little show on for you all. And once again, thanks for having us here in Wisconsin. It's been a real pleasure, and hope you all enjoy the show.